Okay, hello and welcome to anyone who is watching this interview, which I'm really excited about. Introducing Doreen, Dr. Doreen Downing, who is a trained psychologist and much more. And we're going to be getting to know Doreen, her business passions, her life passions, and what she can offer you, the viewer. So, Doreen, welcome. I'm going to get straight in there. And can you please tell us what your business does so that we understand what you're putting out there in the world?
Oh, hi. Hi, Mel. First, thank you. This is wonderful. I always enjoy talking to you. Well, let's see. The business has evolved over the years. I would say that I started out as a babysitter, ironed for the next door neighbor. So the whole point I wanted to make is that I've never worked for anyone. Yeah,
Wow.
always, there's just something about I don't know if you what to call it, but it's just me and what I want to do and how to set that up. So, I'm a psychologist, which you mentioned, and I'm also a fearless speaking mentor. And
Mm,
somewhere along the line in I was in Berkeley, California, of all places. That's where I live, and I had started my practice as a psychologist, but I hid the fact that I was afraid to speak up in public.
ooh.
One on one, I'm very good one on one, but put me in a group, even just to say, hello, this is who I am, my name. I'd say that halfway around the group, my heart would start beating crazy, like to my ears, it would hurt. So I had crippling public speaking anxiety, and um, it didn't really show up because you could spend your life avoiding the spotlight, right?
Mm.
So the reason why I said my business evolved is because somewhere along the line I said, okay, okay. I mean, there was a moment when I was called out and it was pretty clear that I couldn't do it. And so
Mm.
I did. I started the journey to what I call find my voice.
Mm.
Could get out, well, not that I wanted to get out of my office, but I could reach more people.
Yes. Yeah. It's essential, isn't it? You've got to be visible and out there if you want people to know about your services. And I love the title, Find Your Voice, and I love you being so honest about where you used to be. And I know that there are going to be many people watching this who are probably still sadly struggling with that. It can feel absolutely terrifying to speak. For some people, it's on stage, some it's in a group, as you say. So, talking about challenge, and this may loop back to what you just said. I always like to ask people, what's the most challenging thing you've encountered in your life or your business, and how did you deal with it? Because as a business coach, I'm coaching people all the time through challenges that they're meeting. So I love to hear what people are dealing with and how they overcame it.
Yeah, it does loop back specific.
Mm,
Yeah. I got my PhD, my doctorate at UC Berkeley, and I did some research, and I was asked to share that in a conference, and I couldn't. And that's the moment when the meeting planner said, "But doctor, isn't fear your business?"
wow. Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So yeah, that was just probably the moment I remember most. That was like, I can't hide anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, there is something I never, I never felt like an imposter or a fraud because I was so good. I love listening, and that's what I think it's one of my gifts and what I bring.
Mm,
So I would say, in terms of a challenge, that would be it. So what do? You look around and you go to Toastmasters, right?
yeah.
Or Dale Carnegie, you read the books.
Yeah.
We didn't have so much YouTube way back then when I was struggling with this. So uh, I would say that it was more going to classes on how to overcome the fear of speaking. And uh, I learned how to make a good speech, beginning, middle, and end, tell a story, but I didn't really feel comfortable or safe enough to express what was truly inside of me, my more vulnerable self, my more, I don't know, just the precious. And I would say that was my powerful self because I'm very sensitive.
Mm,
And there just isn't a lot of room for sensitive, introverted, deep feeling people in the speaking world. And it
mm,
fit, the National Speakers Association, get out there and, really shine. And I didn't really want to shine. I just wanted to be myself in public and not
yeah,
have fear stop me. So that was where I started to do the inner journey,
mm,
find my voice. That's what it became. And
mm,
my first work was around essential speaking, is what I called it. Find the essence of who you are and speak from that. And when you are lined up with your essence, you do automatically, naturally shine because you're more natural, you're more real, you're more you, and that radiates.
mm. Oh, how amazing. I love how you express that and that kind of almost giving yourself and thereby others permission to just be who you are and let that be in public. And it sounds like you started off going down the traditional route of, Toastmasters, etc. So you had enough get up and go to look for help and then discovering along the way, the core here is to show my core, show my truth. So, yeah, I really love that. And I'm sure any introverts watching this are going to feel comforted because I really hear what you're saying about the speaking world. It's not necessarily a place that you would expect to find introverts. And, really, there should be space for all kinds of speakers because there are all kinds of stories, right? And all kinds of messages. So, one of my questions is, what in the world do you want to change? I can guess, given the work you do, but would you like to answer that question anyway?
Oh, we definitely, and because we are in this conversation and it's evolving, I think right now, and based on what I just said, room for everybody, value for those of us who are quieter, because we have so much to offer. And we could sit in a room and listen. And then when we speak, is there enough space? Because in meetings, it's just got to go bang, 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 bang. And just room. I think in corporations, in even I didn't go into how I felt like at big family gatherings. I still felt held back. There was
Mm,
just a lot of noise. There's not a lot of room for people who are softer. And so
mm.
I would say being soft is hard.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. It's actually, you're absolutely right. It's not often that space is made for the quieter ones, the more sensitive ones. And I know when I'm training, I have to remind myself to make space and to give people time to reflect and not try and fill every session, full to the brim and have that thinking time. So, who is your ideal client, Doreen? Who do you find is drawn to you? Who do you really love to work with?
I Yeah, we're right there. Quiet, conscious, deep feelers, those who
Yeah.
feel like they hold themselves back because there's a belief that they don't belong, or there's a belief that they don't have that much value because they don't look like those kinds of speakers who get on a stage. They are they have doubt, and it's all because of this. I think in society, what society values is somebody who's entertaining and who could stand in the spotlight and dance, but there are a lot of us who have avoided the spotlight, and I want to help them come out and be able to hold themselves and hold the moment and stand in it more powerfully.
Mm. So can a super shy person that is passionate about their message stand on a stage and speak to 1,000 people? Is that something you would say is absolutely possible, or would you recommend they find a different kind of stage?
That's a great question, Mel. I hadn't ever really thought about that. I do work with people who have smaller stages as well as those who have large stages. And in
Mm.
fact, one of the techniques I teach about being only with one person, for those of us who are real comfortable being with one person, that's the super trick. If you can be in a group of 1,000 people and look out and only connect with one person as if nobody else is there, uh, I learned that when my mentor called me on a stage with lots of people, and I looked out and I found the pair of eyes. I found the person I wanted to talk to, and then I found another one and another one. It was so
Yeah,
exciting. Just speaking to one person at a time is
yeah,
what what makes it easy.
yeah. Oh, so that sounds like a yes then to my question, that you find your point of connection, whether you're extrovert or introvert, there are different things that you can do that suit your style and your comfort zone. I love that. So my next question is, what is your business superpower? I think I know what you're going to say, but let's see what you say.
Well, and it goes with some of the second thing I was just going to say about the other. I hate to call it a trick or a technique. It's just being way more aware of yourself. But it's listening because I'm a fearless speaking coach,
Mm,
mentor, people think it's all about speaking. But what I bring is how to be a listener in front of other people so
mm,
that even right now, I'm really looking at you, I'm with you, I'm feeling you, I'm listening with you. I'm not listening to you, I'm with you. And there's
mm,
a listening that I would say that most people who are afraid to speak in public don't realize that they have a superpower called listening, and they need to learn how to listen to their whatever size audience, even just one person. And that helps with staying connected. That's another one of my steps I talk about. But yeah, listening.
mm, mm.
I
Yeah,
love listening.
I can tell, and I that was what I had guessed you would say. I remember when you interviewed me, your listening was so profound for me. I could really feel everything you've just said, and it's very unusual to have that experience. You gave so much space. It's such a gift to give others. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that you said that. So I want to ask you now. What is your dream for your business? Actually, before we go into your dream, I'm really interested in business structures. Like, what is it that you offer? Like, I would say, well, there's 4 programs, and I do events, and I have networking events. How do you structure your business offer?
I would say that let's just start with the private. I love to be working individually with people, and I have a 3-month program where I have designed something based on my book called the Find Your Voice program, but it's 7 steps to, I used to call it essential speaking, which was, but I always had to say, well, essential speaking means speaking from your essence. People thought essential meant something else.
Mm,
Essential as opposed to a deeper kind of meaning of the essence, speak from the essence. So that 3-month program, I have the it's it's a 12-week program, and I do individual, but I also have done that same 12-week program as a group because in a group, people have more opportunity to develop that inner muscle with people around them,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
the individual is more deep around digging back into childhood is digging, exploring, let's put it that way,
Mm.
deep into their history to discover what were some of those initial wounds to their voice and
Mm.
the whole process of root cause discovery. And it could have been a teacher, a family member, could be trauma, it could be culture. Those kinds of people don't usually think that, oh, the way I was shaped has something to do with the way I am today. So
Mm.
that so that's a whole part of my process in terms of the work that I do with people. And then, yeah, master classes, 3 steps to um, facing fear, being a fearless speaker.
Mm.
That's I have a model for that, which is about learning how to face fear and use listening to listen to yourself and understand, then embrace it. Most people want to get rid of it.
Mm.
Part of us, and it protected us for a long time, what's in there, and then embrace it. So that 3 step model is part of also what I teach in some of my classes. Let's see, self-guided. I have some self-guided. I'm trying to think of what else, how I've structured.
Mm. That sounds like plenty. So you've got your one-to-one, your group, your masterclass, your book, and some self-guided support. How long have you been running your business? That sounds like quite a solid structure.
Oh, yes. Like we said in the beginning, it was way back when. I got my license in psychology, late 80s when I got the doctorate, early 90s. So however many years that was. So what, 30?
Yeah, plenty of experience there. That's what I'm hearing. So, given everything you've accomplished, Doreen, what's your business dream? Like, where would you like to take it all next?
Well, I think I'm living my dream.
Oh, love that.
I think because of COVID, I left my office and now
Mm,
do all online um, sessions, groups as well as individuals. I think I'm ready to go out a little. Well, I do have an in-person group that I do once a month, but uh, there's there's nothing that I mean, online is sweet for sure and powerful, but to actually touch somebody and hug them and be, so close,
mm,
it is a
yeah.
just a little more energy that is there when, and also because my work is so about presence, and in a group, I can help people be more present because I tune in it, I feel it when they're present or not.
Mm,
Um, I teach people how to be with that, what I talked about, that one person at a time, because most people speak like this. They'll look up and then they'll come back, or they'll scan the whole audience and they won't land.
mm, mm,
Land. And so in a group, those who are sitting in the audience when I do the coaching with them, the kids feel the difference when the person in front really takes the time to listen, to connect with the listener.
mm,
So
mm.
I think I went off on my dream. My dream, is that what I was talking about?
Well, I heard a couple of things because first of all, I heard that you are feeling very
Oh,
fulfilled. You're living your dream. And then almost to exemplify that, you were talking passionately about how you do one aspect of how you do what you do. And that was great to hear, so it's kind of obvious. Excuse me, I think I'm going to sneeze.
uh-huh.
It's not
Okay.
coming. There's some dust that's bothering me. It's gone.
Okay.
So, you're clearly very passionate and excited and enthusiastic about the work you do, and that's what I heard communicated is, loving the methodology that you've developed.
I like that word loving because I think that's what my heart loves to be
Yeah.
connected and to bring out the best in people. And the dream would be to do to be in person more this year, coming year.
Yes, that was the other thing you said. Yeah. And I totally agree. I think there is a desire for people to connect more in person. You were talking about being able to hug someone and, really feeling the presence in the room. I think that's hard to replicate on Zoom. You can do it to an extent, but nothing beats being in person. It's really powerful. And it's great to hear how fulfilled you feel. One thing I do a lot with my clients is use vision boards. Do you use vision boards? Do you want to tell us a bit about how you might use them and how they've supported you or your work?
Yes, this goes along with one of the questions that you sent to be thinking about. And
Mm.
wild, there was the word was wild,
Oh,
right?
what makes you wildly happy?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was it. And uh, wow. Okay, so I started my business because that was what I knew I was going to do. And I got my PhD and I wrote my book. Well, what's next? Marriage. I was in my 40s and still, I don't mean still not, but that's true. I had not found somebody that I knew would be a great match for me. And it just took a long time. I had a book on my shelf called You Can't Hurry Love. And I'd go to workshops on finding your soulmate. But I did a vision board. I mean, I got little chills now because it's exactly the person I have in my life that I'm still so in love with. Got married at 60, and we
Wow.
yeah, yeah. And even the Mel, even the look, the body, the and I wrote letters to, well, this is not the vision boarding, but at night I'd write letters to him and then what letters he would write back to me in my mind, not even,
Oh, wow.
guess what? Those were the same quality of the letters that when we started dating. I think visioning is, in fact, I have one of my programs is Voice Your Vision.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I've yet to meet anyone who in business who hasn't at least touched on visioning. They may not make vision boards, but they have imagined and envisaged. I think it's what we do as entrepreneurs is we think about what might be, and I love that you did the letter writing. I haven't heard of that before. That's really well in your mind, you're imagining. That's really interesting.
Oh,
Yeah, and I'm so pleased to hear you're happy and it just goes to show
wildly, wild.
wildly happy. And it just goes to show, doesn't it, that it's never too late. You can find love at any age, any time, just as you can find business success at any age, any time. Love that. So, what else do I want to ask you? I want to ask you, how do you feel about business? Do you describe yourself as a business owner or an entrepreneur? Do you think of yourself? No, shaking head.
I think probably because having been trained as a psychologist and getting a doctorate, you don't think of it as a business, you
Yeah.
as a practice. And in fact, we never took any kind of business, how to grow your practice, maybe, but
Mm.
and that didn't seem like part of what we were taught how to do. It was more just doing the skill of being a psychotherapist.
Mm.
Just so that I would say that if we're talking about business challenges for women who are in the healing professions, now I think coaches get lots of training, perhaps, but people who aren't trained in business, I think we have to learn it ourselves. And there are a lot of opportunities. Thank you, Mel, for doing what you do.
Thank you,
And,
which I love.
and to really reach out, I mean, to be able to reach people like us who um, don't want to do something like bang, bang, bang. We want to do it our way. We want,
Mm,
and it seems like what you help people do is bring out who they are so that they can find the ways to express themselves and be seen and heard, visible, like you
mm,
said in the beginning.
mm. Yeah, 100%. I think it has to be authentic and not feel weird and pushy. I can't think of anything worse. How are you finding most of your clients? What do you find draws people to you most of all?
I would say, well, I have a YouTube channel. It's
Oh,
got
brilliant.
so videos, of course, are, and then something like this. I had one of
Mm,
my most recent clients found me by listening to a podcast, and I think that getting out there, being expressing myself and showing how I'm different than other coaches, that my work is not about giving you performance techniques. It's about giving people the ability to use techniques that are more mindful based. Like my first step in the book that I wrote is to be still.
mm,
If you're trying to get over your fear of speaking, how do you regulate your nervous system? How do you clear your mind from
mm,
all those thinking, all those thoughts that you have, negative thoughts? So, and presence is the second step. I won't go into all of them because
mm.
people could look them up, and that's the guide I'd like to give at the end of the timer. And
Oh, great. That was my next question because we're coming to the end of the time. So yeah, tell us about the guide and then I can pop a link in the appropriate place once this goes live.
yes, thank you. That's the seven-step guide to fearless speaking. And the reason why I say fearless speaking as opposed to something like confident speaking is because that's my expertise. That as a psychologist, I can help people move through the fear, break through it, dissolve it. I don't ever say get rid of it, even though that's what people want. And that's ultimately what happens. But to come
Mhm.
with that energy, Mel, to say, I want to get rid of something, there's fists and there's elbowing and just really struggling. What's that saying? The more you persist,
What you resist persists.
like that.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why I turn it totally around. But people need somebody who can make it safe for them, and I think that's what my clients love about me is I am non-judgmental, and I help them go through the seven steps to fearless speaking, so that they can find their voice and speak up with clarity, being calm and confident and valued for who they truly are.
Love that. What a gift you're giving people through your presence, your listening, your wisdom, your experience. And that guide sounds fantastic. I'm sure there'll be lots of people wanting to download that because it is such a common fear to speak in public. And I really like the way you're approaching it. It's got a lot of heart to it, a lot of space, and a lot of safety. So I can see a lot of people being drawn to the guidance and wisdom and services that you offer. So thank you so much, Doreen. It's been such a pleasure to spend this time with you.
Oh, it was really a pleasure. I think you're right. And I love the words you just used, safety and heart. That's important. I think your
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I think you're a pretty amazing person, actually. So, yeah, thank you, Dr. Doreen Downing. Another extraordinary conversation with you. Just love the space that you create. Thank you again for your time. And goodbye to everyone who's been watching this interview. Really hope that you find that link, click it, get the guide that Doreen's offering us. I'm sure even people who are experienced speakers will pick up a lot of wisdom from that guide. So thanks for tuning in. Doreen, please stay for a second. I'd love to have a quick chat with you. I'm just going to stop the recording. So again, goodbye to anyone who's watching.